Alrighty, so week 5 classwork. So go ahead and bring that document open, that classwork. Now mine's going to look different than yours. Don't worry about that. Most of you are getting this done, no problem. Okay. So remember, so we're in week 5, right? So not 15. Wouldn't that be nice? No, it wouldn't. Okay. So what you're going to do here, and most of you have gotten this, but right. So I'm going to do class topics. Right. So these are heading 1s. So these are heading 2s. Okay. So heading 2, then what you're going to do is you're going to take notes right now, okay, on class topics. And then I'm going to have you do 2 other things. And you will take notes and give headings to those as well, right? So you can see that here. So class topics, help desk, and lab test. So we're in week 5, which is a really important week for us. And so it's important to understand that my IT lab should have already been purchased by now. I do believe in you. Hopefully, if you haven't, you may have already passed this, if depending on when you've watched it. The good news is I'm noticing more and more of you are working ahead, which I really think is helpful for you and I, honestly, because it gives me a chance to give you feedback, and many of you are getting that and being able to make up work. So that's great, right? So we're still on class topics here. One thing I want to say before I move into the next 2 items is that I've added things into our course, because this is actually recorded during the spring 2019 semester, and so I've added a schedule for tutors if you want to check that out. It's always great also to come see me. I have office hours, right? So if you look at syllabus, which I like to right click and open in a new tab, what you can see here is that I've given you access to my Google Calendar, right? And so, oh, where's my office hours? Oh, I'm bummed. Okay, well, I'm glad I clicked on this. So I can populate those. I swear I had that done, so I'm glad I did it. But just know that my office hours are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, noon to 12:50. Wednesday, I'm actually on campus late. I actually have a 5 o'clock office hour. I'm on campus in an advanced coding class. And then on Thursday, sorry, I already told you that one, 12 to noon. And then Friday is virtual, right? So, but if these times don't work for you, reach out to me through Canvas, right? Use Canvas whenever possible, unless there's some reason you can't, but use it to contact me. Because, and I've said this to students already, but the reason I have to do that is I'm mandated by the campus to keep our communications in this system for tracking purposes, right? Okay, so that's the important thing about understanding how to get help, late work, and other things. So when we're at week 5, we're going to do something new next week. So next week we have a lab test. And this is moving us from the simulations that you've been doing, where you're the website, My IT Lab is simulating Word, to where now we're actually going to use Word, okay? And this is an important transition, and these actually have a bigger impact on your grade than anything we've done so far. So it's really important to get these right the first time whenever possible. You can still turn them in late, but and you can get those points back. So this is all good news, but it's really best, if you can, is to work either ahead or at the due date, just for your own sanity. And also, because remember, if you're working the night of something, I'm not going to be as much help to you, right? Or maybe even your classmates. That's why we have class chat. So the other reason I bring this up, right, is you're actually going to need Microsoft Word. And you can get that for free. And that's what I really want in this class topics. Make sure you note this, right? So in class topics, if you go into syllabus, and I've already done that. I actually have another tab, so no big deal there. In the syllabus, if you scroll down, you're going to see Office for free, and you can get it through the FCC FCC website. Okay, so this was a video that was created before, still pertains. Definitely check it out. You can even get Microsoft Access from here, but Mac students, you're going to need to actually do something a little more. And if you're on a Chromebook, this won't work as well, because there is a web-based version of Microsoft Office, but you're going to need the fully installed one in order to do all the things you have to do for the lab test. Okay? Okay. I just wanted you to know about that. And so the last thing on class topics I want to say is that And some of you have enjoyed, I've noticed, the courses that the Code Academy stuff. And so I teach this semester 2 advanced classes. One that's the next logical step from this class if you're interested, which is 82, which is web technologies, where you get more HTML, CSS exposure, understanding the web. And then I teach an advanced course for JavaScript on the server. Now this is an advanced topic that you really need to have taken some other classes, but I just want you to know there is a pathway for you if this coding stuff is interesting. And even if it's not your career, you know, I think taking some of these courses are good because, as we all know, the impact that the web is going to have on us is tremendous, is already in technology is huge. So think about, you know, if you want to ask me any questions about this, is actually online, and starting next semester, this one will be online, to where I have a front 9 for JavaScript and a back 9 for Node.js. And if you don't know what those are, don't worry about it. I just wanted you to know about that piece. Okay? All right. So let's see, are we done? Yeah, we're done with class topics. Let's actually get into the last 2 things that you're going to need to do here. Okay? So in this case, I'm going to have you do something called help desk, and I'm going to have you watch a video for lab tests. So this is the video on the bottom that you'll watch and take notes on. Okay? And this is the video from, I'm actually recording new here, but this I'm going to show you now is what you're going to do for the second part, which is your help desk. So in our course, and I'm guessing you all have found the textbook, right? So the textbook, and by the way, if it was me, I just bookmark that somewhere. I think you can do that. You can give it a try. If not, at least bookmark the other one so you don't have to keep coming back, right? So in our course, we are now on right here. Let's see, am I on the right one? Yeah, so this is chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, right? Is that right? Let me just verify that. I'm pretty sure that's correct. I think we're off, yeah, because we didn't start them, right? So here, yeah, so in this week, we're doing chapter 4 quiz. So chapter 4 quiz, and chapter 4 itself is all about, right, software. So I'm actually going to click into here. I'm just wondering here, almost looks like I'm on the wrong one. No, I'm on the right one. So what I did there is I actually clicked onto it. I clicked into chapter 4. I clicked on the first one. And the first one is on page 126. And if you scroll through here, it talks about software. Software is a huge impact to all of us. Most of us are actually now either using mostly apps or mostly web-based. But the topic I'm going to have you actually do is right here. And it's after the section managing your software. And it's actually called a help desk, right? So what you're going to do here is once you open this up, then come into here. And then what it's going to do is scroll you down to a simulation, right? So once you click that link, it scrolls you down, you click on a simulation. Now I got to tell you, when I first looked at this, because this is actually something new, our textbook, I hadn't start using it until the last year or so. When I first watched it, I was like, oh God, this is a little hokey. But the more I watched it, it was like, this is such great information for you to have, okay? So there's 2 things I want you to do here. First, I want you to take notes in your classwork doc, right, about help desk, right? So you'll add another heading to, and then take a few notes as you move through this. But what you're going to need to do, is actually move through. So if you continue here, now you don't hear that, but I do. And so this is cool because this is like you being on a help desk, somebody calling in and asking questions, and it quizzes you on the best answer. And it's not that you have to get it right, it's just understanding why those answers are good, right? Or why those are, and what you'll do is end up working through the whole thing, okay? So once you're in here, right, so you'll end up working, right now we're 14%, so you work all the way to the end, and then you'll take a print screen, right? So this is good, talks about being a student, I need some software, what's the best option, right? You have a hint, right? Again, you're not graded on what you got right. It's more you're graded on that you complete the whole thing, right? So you'll end up all the way to the end, okay? So at the end, then I want you to take a print screen, right? So you know how to take a print screen. This is easy. You know how to do that, right? So what you will do in your notes here, then under help desk, right? Again, heading 2, right? So you'll have your notes. right? And you know, I like bullets, I like numbers, whatever. You just major concepts here. And then what you're going to do is actually give me that print screen. Now there's two ways you could do this. You could actually do a link. Now these are not embedded links, okay? And where you could link to that. But the key is, where are you going to place the document? And by now you should hear yourself saying shared with Rio, because this is classwork, right? So in our classwork document, then you could place it in here and then create that link. Like, this is not it, but in general, this is the concept, right? So if I had this file open, right? And in this case, right, this is not a folder. Now, it doesn't matter that this is a drawing. This is just an example, right? In my document, I could do that, right? My completed help desk. Now, you can do it that way. Totally fine. Boop, boop. Make sure you're not giving me folder links. Make sure you're giving me file links, right? You can do that. But I'm going to show you another way you could do it. It's kind of fun. Is actually, I've already taken my print screen. I have it downloaded. I changed it. Doesn't matter that I changed it, just as long as I know where the file is located. And you can do this. Click and drag and drop it, and it'll just place it right in your document. Wouldn't it be nice if Canvas did this? But it doesn't. So, okay. So we have some class topics notes, you have help desk notes, and a print screen, and the last one you'll do is the lab test. Again, the video is actually going to call it Grader Project. Don't worry about the naming. It is the basic same idea. So I'm just going to show it to you, right? So FYI, just to be clear, the video I've given here is what you're going to take notes on. What I'm about to show you is just where these lab tests are located. Okay, and this is the video you will take notes on. So in my IT lab, under course, right, so I could go back to course materials, and under here I could go up one more back, my course. I could go scroll down and you'll see exams, which, by the way, I don't give Windows as a official my IT lab item, but if you want to do it, you could add it to your late points returned, and as you can with the PowerPoints. Actually, go add that to your class topics, okay? Is that you can take the Windows 10 or the My IT lab trainings if you want to add those to your late points returned. So here they are. Here's 3 of them. So know that these are going to come through the semester. This is your first one, right? And what you do here, and again, the video is going to give you more detail, but I just want to show you in general. And this is so big, you can't see the whole thing. But what you're doing is you're downloading materials. And one of the materials is instruction, right? You work on it on your local computer. Then you upload the file and you submit it for grading. So again, what we're doing is working on your local systems here, and then uploading your completed document to my IT lab. Let me give you a little warning though about this, is they do add some information in there to where if, and I don't know when would do it, but somebody has, which is why I have to mention this, do not share documents with each other, because they get flagged as integrity violations if you do, which is serious, right? So if somebody's done the file and they're just trying to help you by showing you what it looks like, that's cool, but you don't take their file, because in that case it raises a flag. Okay. All right, so on the last one, all you have to do is notes, okay? So, by the way, you can also resize this if it's way too big, right, in here, which is kind of nice. All right, that's it. Have a great and wonderful week, and I will chat with you soon.